welcome back to my channel, Peachy's World. Today I am so excited because I'm finally going to be doing a video, two videos, on VSG not being the easy way out. It is a topic that I feel really passionate about. It is a video I've been trying to put together my thoughts and feelings about for a while now. And I did come to the conclusion last night that I probably have to do this in a two-part video because there's a couple different angles to this particular topic. But yeah, there's a lot to say on this not being the easy way out. As with other lists that I create and videos I post, it is an evolving list. So, in 6 months from now, there could be, more to add to this list as I experience this journey more and more. Interact with more people. So just keep that in mind. There could be more to add, in the future. Who knows, maybe I'll do another video on it. But I do want to separate out this topic into two videos, this week and next week. This video, I'm really going to be addressing, my thoughts on it not being the easy way out. Next week, I do want to focus on, the comments, judgments, opinions from others thinking it's the easy way out and kind of countering that with it not being the easy way out. So that's why I wanted to separate it out, because I have my own thoughts and feelings and emotions on it. But I know quite a few people, very little myself, but quite a few people have experienced a lot of backlash from other people about saying, oh, you're taking the easy way out. So I wanted to separate those two. As my usual fashion, I have a list. And I broke it down into 4 different sections, just my thoughts and feelings on how I feel it's not the easy way out. They're not in any particular order. I was just jotting down, what was going through my head when I was thinking about the topic. So we'll dive right in and we'll just cover the list. All right, the first thing I have is I titled it The Last Option for Me. So as you guys have known in my previous videos, the reason why I wanted to come on YouTube and share my VSG journey, as well as some other things, is that I also have autoimmune issues. So me getting surgery wasn't specifically just to lose weight. It was to address autoimmune issues, which a lot of people who get VSG or any, stomach surgery or weight loss surgery is really looking to address a lot of autoimmune issues that creep up because of excess weight. So as I mentioned, I have Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, pre-diabetic, and to be quite honest, the reason why I titled this The Last Option for Me is that I have been sick with these autoimmune issues since 2015, so about 6 years. And during that time, me and my husband and my doctors really dived into what can we do to help. We just don't want to be on thyroid medication and not really address anything else that we could have, whether that's coming from a natural aspect, a dietary one, functional, any of that. So we really spent 6 years researching so much and diving into it just as much as we can. All my close friends and family who have been with me on that journey so far know the extent in which we went to try and get me some help and relief with these issues. We pretty much tried it all. If you guys want, I can always do a separate video on things that I did try. I don't want to get into it too much in this video because it's a ton of stuff that we tried over 6 years to try and get me some help. But that includes things like diets, food allergy analysis, anti-inflammatory protocols, being vegan, various diets, medications, natural supplements, things like that. And it really wasn't until around, I want to say April of 2020-ish, around that time frame, where my endocrinologist, who's been on this journey with me for a long time, when I lived in Arizona, she knew exactly everything that I had tried. And a little light bulb went off and said, hey, I think gastric surgery would benefit you at this point. I know you've tried these 10,000 things and it's not working for you. And I think that weight loss surgery will help you, not just with trying to get the weight off, which gaining weight is an issue with Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism. It's very hard to lose weight, but also to address the pre-diabetic, trying to avoid becoming diabetic. And also there's a lot of statistics and a lot of background on how weight loss surgery just doesn't address just the stomach. It addresses your immune system. I'll try and pull some photos on exactly like what the percentages are on improving issues on autoimmune issues through weight loss surgery. A lot of that is a byproduct of resetting your autoimmune system with the surgery, drastic changes to the body. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know everything specifically on it. But I do know it's not as compartmentalized as you think it is. It's not just, removing 85% of your stomach and you don't bring in enough food so you lose weight. There's so much more to it. And it really wasn't something that was on my radar at all. I'd heard of it. I've known people who've had it, but I just didn't know that I could possibly be a good candidate for not. So it wasn't on my radar until she brought it to my attention. And I was like, well, I've tried everything else over 6 years. I mean, we might as well go down this journey. But if you think about it, that's 6 years of going through multiple things, multiple diets, supplements, medication, testing, appointments, before I got to VSG. So it wasn't like I got sick and 3 months into it and I'm like, I'll just have weight loss surgery. It was 6 years, trial and error, hard work, frustrations, pain, with no results before VSG was even presented to me. And I feel like it was one of the last options for me because I had tried so much before. So because of all those things, I don't feel it's the easy way out. Like, I feel like I really did my due diligence to try everything else possible before getting to VSG. And it's working out well for me. It's the first time that I've experienced some true results, and some relief. So I am thankful for it, and it was not easy. It wasn't easy at all. All right, next topic. Starting the process for VSG to being rolled into the OR. That's what I titled this one. That was a 10-month journey in and of itself. So from the time my endocrinologist recommended until they wheeled me into that OR for surgery was a 10-month process. So think about it. Most people do diets, frustrated after 10 days, try it 10 weeks. I mean, 10 months, forget it. It's not sustainable. Maybe it is for some, but for me it wasn't. But it took a lot. There was a lot in that 10-month journey that I had to go through. I did an entire video about insurance approval, what they required, how moving to another state affected that process. Also, we switched into a new year where there was slight changes to our insurance, which required us to go through Carum Health, which is a liaison through the insurance company for major surgeries. And so we had to really test our endurance and be patient with that process. Because what should have taken about 6 months ended up taking 10 months to get done. And we're talking, I had to do 6 visits with a surgeon. I had to do a psych evaluation. I had to see a nutritionist. I had to get multiple recommendations. I needed a letter of medical necessity. I had to get tests. I had to transfer records from one doctor to another while they were moving, which caused a delay. I had to locate an elite center of excellence surgeon, which was required by our new insurance. At the time, there was only 16 of them in the country, so we automatically knew we had to plan to travel out of state for my surgery during COVID, which meant we also had to quarantine. It was a lot to process. It was a lot of submit what you can and wait for approval or wait for the next step in the approval process, all while moving and feeling physically and mentally drained and dealing with everything that you're dealing with. So that 10-month journey wasn't easy. I had a great experience working with my surgeon. I would highly recommend him to anyone who's looking for VSG, and great rapport with Carum Health, who we worked with as a liaison for Blue Cross Blue Shield. The insurance company was great, but it still took time, and it still took meeting all that criteria that they needed in order to approve the surgery. It took a lot. So 10 months of going through that while moving, starting a new job, feeling horrible, having to find a new surgeon, etc., not easy. Not the easy way out. And I know a lot of people have different adventures getting that approved, because every insurance company has slightly different requirements. Different surgeons have different requirements. But for me, in the process that I had to go to, it took a lot of patience, a lot of endurance, and it certainly was not an easy process to go through. So that's one of the things I wanted to mention, that is not the easy way out. If you think about, and I'm not downplaying other diets or journeys that people are on for weight loss, but it wasn't a situation where I researched or found a particular diet or nutritional plan that I wanted to follow and got together my grocery list and meal prepped and, started on a Monday. This was a 10-month journey preparing just to get the surgery. That's just to get it. That's not going through, the physical and mental changes of what the surgery is going to do. It's just trying to get to surgery. So that is a 10-month prep to get to where you want to go. So again, not an easy way out for me. Next one, understanding the change. So when I was going through the process of getting everything approved, I knew what the surgery was. I had done a ton of research on YouTube, on the internet, speaking with friends or family who have had the surgery. So I knew what I was getting into. I was really focusing on learning as much as I could, the good, the bad, pros and cons of it all. But it really wasn't until I started my pre-op liquid diet and got through those first couple days of kind of detoxing and got settled into that, did I realize what kind of change was coming with this surgery. Now, this change involves removing 85% of your stomach, and it's permanent. You can't undo this. So when you compare that to, another diet or health plan that you're finding, if it's not working for you in 3 weeks, or it's not something that you think is sustainable, or you're just having, maybe a moment where you're like, I can't do this anymore, you can always switch it up, change, stop, whatever you need to do. But the permanency of that change hit me in the pre-op liquid diet, because for when I was prepping my body for surgery, trying to get my liver to shrink down, get used to taking in no food, liquid only, but also understanding that I'm about to make a permanent change to myself, and that it is a major surgery. Even though it is a laparoscopic surgery, they do have to, they got to go in, they staple 85% of your stomach out. You have internal stitches, external stitches. I had 18 staples and a drain on top of that. And there was a recovery period. Was it terrible? No. Was it uncomfortable? Yeah. With any surgery, it takes time and healing. But this isn't something that can be undone. So that permanency of that change was very real. And there was times when it scared me, and there was times when it was very exciting, because I knew I needed to do something more than what I had done before. I don't want to say drastic, because that doesn't seem like the right word, but I knew I had to do something big for a big change. So I was content in that, but the permanency of it really kind of sticks with you because you know you're making a permanent change to your body that can't be undone. It's not something I can quit or undo or say, I can't do this anymore, because it's done and you can't go back. Which to me ties into it not being the easy way out, because it goes back to, it isn't something I can quit doing. It's done. And again, that permanency where other diets and nutritional plans aren't. You have that choice where you can be like, I'm not doing this anymore, or I'm going to find something different. For me, this was it. Once it was done, it was done. And that's not easy. You have to find some peace and contentment with that in the change that you're about to make, because you can't undo it. The final piece that I have is continued change. I feel like I was prepared for a lot that surgery was going to bring into my life, and that there was going to be changes after surgery. Obviously, learning how to get enough nutrition in, hydration, but also understanding that as your body is changing, your hormone levels are kind of all over the place. It's a time of real change, not just physically, but mentally, socially. But at the same time, it's still very personal. It's very real, and it takes work. Like with any diet or nutrition plan, it takes work. It isn't something where you just crack a protein drink and go about your day. It takes work. It takes understanding what you need nutrition-wise to get through the day. In those first few months, you're down to the wire trying to get your food and your hydration in, because you can't take a lot in at once. You get sick very easy. At least I did. I know not everybody does. It takes a lot of work, is the best way that I can put it. And you're all while you're going through physical changes, mental changes, social changes. It's always evolving. And I know that a lot of people experience that with other weight loss methods. But again, it's not something that you can stop or change. You have to go through it. You have to go through the journey. You can't give up on yourself, and you shouldn't give up on yourself. So yeah, I know that's quite a bit to digest in this video, 4 points that I wanted to bring up. But those are just some of the things. Again, not an all-exclusive list. I'm sure there's more that I probably just didn't jot down or hadn't come to mind just yet as I was planning this out. But those are just some of the reasons why I don't feel it's the easy way out. When I look at my journey, what I've gone through over the past 6 years, what I've tried, the endurance and patience of trying to get approved for surgery, going through the process of getting surgery to being almost 6 months post-op now, it has great benefits, but it hasn't always been easy. Has there been moments where it's been easy? Yeah, there's been great times. I'm not denying that, but it hasn't just been easy at all. Would I highly recommend it? Absolutely. If you're looking into VSG and you feel it's a good option for you, whatever that reason may be, whether it's weight loss or autoimmune issues or a personal reason, I fully support that. But understand that it is a journey, and with journeys, you do have challenges and great times. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next video, because I want to address dealing on the other angle of it, which is how you react to comments and judgments and opinions from others who may think you're taking the easy way out. Like, you yourself know that you're not taking the easy way out, but how do you help or address other people who think that you're taking the easy way out? Because I think that there's two sides to that. Both what I'm covering here today and what others are, directed towards you. So anywho, I think I've ranted on long enough. Don't forget to comment below if you have any questions. Happy to answer. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Peachy's World, and we'll see you guys next week.